Hello, my name's Mike. I'm a member of St James Church here in West End, and there's nothing I like more than a good story. And you know, I always did. One of my big memories of school, being very little, in year R and year 1 and year 2, I think most days of the week we used to do a Bible story, and even though that was nearly 50 years ago now, most of them I can still remember, and I love them just as much. And here's one of them that we've chosen for you today. Jesus and the Taxman. Jesus is coming, somebody shouted. Jesus is coming to Jericho. And everybody ran to meet him. Well, almost everybody. For there was one man, one wee little man, who did not run to meet Jesus. And his name was Zacchaeus. It's not that Zacchaeus didn't want to see Jesus. He did, oh, he really did. But not only was Zacchaeus short, he was also afraid of the crowd. Not many people liked him, you see. Partly because he was a tax collector, but mostly because he collected more taxes than he was supposed to and kept what was left for himself. Jesus is here, somebody shouted. Jesus is here in Jericho, and everybody cheered as he walked through the city gates. Well, almost everybody, for Zacchaeus did not feel like cheering at all. Oh, he wanted to see Jesus, he really did, but how could he walk out there in front of all these people he'd cheated? What would they do if they got hold of him? Then Zacchaeus had an idea. There were trees by the city gates, tall, leafy trees. If he could sneak behind the crowd and climb one of those trees, he could see Jesus and not be seen himself. So off he went, out of his house and through the empty streets. And because the crowd was watching Jesus, he had no trouble at all slipping behind them and shinning up a tree. "Come, eat at my house," somebody shouted. "Come eat at my house, Jesus." And because it was a great honour to host someone as important as Jesus, everybody shouted at once. Well, almost everybody, for there was one man, one wee little man, who kept his mouth shut and tried hard not to rustle the branches. "Thank you very much," said Jesus. "You are very kind, but I have already decided where I will eat my dinner." Then Jesus looked straight at the trees and called, "Zacchaeus! Zacchaeus, come down. I'm eating at your house today." "Zacchaeus?" somebody shouted. "Jesus is eating with Zacchaeus? He's the worst man in town. There must be some mistake." And everybody moaned and groaned. Well, almost everybody. One man, one wee little man, climbed down from the tree, as shocked as the rest. Why would someone as good as Jesus want to eat with someone bad like him? But he was happy too, happier than he'd been for a long, long time. And so, with a smile spreading across his face, Zacchaeus led Jesus to his house. "What are they saying?" someone whispered. "What are they doing in there?" And everybody gathered round the taxman's door. That's when Zacchaeus threw open his door with a bang. "Greetings, everyone," he shouted. "I have an announcement to make. I've been talking with my new friend, Jesus, and realised that there are a few things I need to change. I've cheated some of you, I'll admit that, and I want you to know I'm sorry." So sorry, in fact, that I will pay you back 4 times more than I stole from you. What's more, I intend to sell half of what I own and give the money to the poor." The crowd was shocked. Never in their whole lives had they seen anyone change like that. They stood there with their mouths wide open, but nobody said a thing. Well, almost nobody. "Don't you see," said Jesus to the crowd, "God has sent me to share his love with everybody, even those who have done some very bad things. That's what I have done. And now Zacchaeus loves God too." That's when the crowd began to cheer Jesus and Zacchaeus and the whole town of Jericho. Everybody.